All right, folks, Mike Pittman, CEO of CSG. We're going to tackle the remote learning challenge, and I'm going to go through this as quick as possible. So connecting families at home during this pandemic and frankly beyond. I think at this point, this type of education is going to be part of the new normal whenever we get there. According to the most recent federal data, 14% of households with school-age children do not have any internet whatsoever, nothing. So that translates to just under 10 million students without the ability to complete even basic work assignments. As of this recording, it's July of 2020. There's been another COVID increase. Reality is we opened up. Quite predictably, it caused an increase in cases. And now we're stuck with this for the foreseeable future. Kids that, we're planning to go back in the fall, there's typically some form of schedule changes that are going to impact how often they're there, if they're going at all. And we have to figure out how to connect these students at home. There is a clear impact on our kids already right now. It's called the COVID slide. They've dubbed it that term because they are already seeing a significant decrease in some of the core cognitive abilities in English and math, especially in those lower income homes that I mentioned that don't have the access to the schoolwork they need. These kids have to be able to flex the muscle, right? They have to be able to, at a bare minimum, kind of do the core assignments to make sure that they're moving forward whatsoever, instead of coming back someday when we're back in the classroom and being so far behind. There is concern, genuine concern, that this health crisis, becomes a generational education crisis. And that's why leaders across the country, from every level that you can imagine, are trying to figure out the best way to address that. We feel like we have at least a solution from the connectivity standpoint that we've put a ton of work into with two tremendous partners that can make this as painless as possible. It's never going to be easy, but we can help you with so many facets of this in one spot, and we can do it affordably and effectively. So before I go into those partners, from a core level, the obvious answer to how we get these kids connected is through cellular data, right? You've got to use hotspots, tablets, embedded laptops that have cellular capabilities, because that's the network that's readily available. That's the only internet that's readily available, and it certainly has the bandwidth now with LTE and 5G coming to handle everything that the kids need. So what we've put together, I affectionately refer to as the trifecta. These three partners that are all doing something a little different in this to provide a true turnkey solution at very, very affordable pricing for you and your students. So first partner, obviously Verizon Wireless. These guys, you can't trust another carrier in this situation, because there's going to be kids off the beaten path or in kind of remote environments or in different pockets where signal may not be strong. You're going to have to rely on the best network in the country by far to facilitate the data for these students. So that's Verizon. CyberReef, their kids program, it's called Kids Internet Defense Shield. It's a patent pending service that allows you to restrict access to those devices, so that obviously they're only using it for what they should be, for educational purposes or to complete their coursework and assignments. And at the same time, that also allows you to monitor the data usage on those devices. So you're spending money as an organization, as a county or a school, per line, per month on that device. And if the data is not handled properly, that can become a massive issue. So this software allows you to do that. Well, it's not technically software, but I'll get into that a little bit more in a moment, exactly what that's all about. And then CSG, that's us. We are responsible for selling you that equipment and fulfilling it for you. So we're going to look at your use case, and we're going to decide, do you want Chromebooks? Do you want laptops? Do you want tablets? Do you want hotspots? And we're going to drive that price down as low as we possibly can for you, and then bake in fulfillment services like kitting the devices up, asset tagging it with students' names, deploying it to different schools in your county. Whatever the case may be, we're going to actually provide the equipment and fulfill it for you. So that's the three partners and what we're doing here. But before I show you kind of the promotion, I'm going to talk a little bit more about CyberReef. So there is a federal mandate called CIPA, or Children's Internet Protection Act. This requires schools to block, all of the harmful or inappropriate content that's out there. So They accomplish that for you essentially immediately, right? But then they also allow you access to monitor all aspects of that data, including cost and usage control. So what that means is someone is on sites they aren't supposed to be, they're streaming, they're driving up, the cost of your data plan, then you have the ability instantaneously, essentially, to either shut down the data to that device or throttle it, suspend access, or do a number of things to make sure that that is taken care of. So it's not really a software. It actually it is programmed in kind of a different way, but it becomes part of the infrastructure of that device, and it even protects student data through a secure mobile private network with end-to-end encryption and firewall protection. So the last of that basically is just fancy words to indicate this is what's protecting your children from the beast that is the internet, right? And it's protecting you from inappropriate, unapproved usage of the data. So it's very important, absolutely critical aspects of deploying these devices for your kids. And again, we're going to fulfill everything for you, make sure we do all the work required to get it ready for deployment, help you with that CyberReef deployment, make sure everything gets where it's supposed to be, and make sure that you have support both pre-sale and post-sale of this equipment. So this is a complete solution, folks. This is an end-to-end solution that basically we all came to the table and said, can we be as aggressive as possible for these school systems? What can we do, right? And this flyer that you see up on the screen, we felt like we've gotten there with this. This is 4 different options depending on what your school is looking to deploy. It essentially allows you to choose between a connected laptop, an actual router, which is a little bit of a step up from a hotspot, allows you to attach antennas, for example, if you're in a more rural environment. And then obviously a cellular embedded tablet as well, if that's what you guys are looking for your county. And that pricing that you see on the screen, that includes 1 year of CyberReef Kids. And guys, that's huge. I mean, look, CyberReef is going to save you money as it is, right? Like when we sell this to businesses, what we advertise is look, whatever the monthly recurring charge is for CyberReef per device, it's actually saving you more money than that. So you're net profiting at the end of the day. You're making money instead of losing it, even if you're paying a monthly subscription charge to CyberReef. It's one of those solutions that, sometimes is almost too good to be true, but you're getting a full year of that completely free, and you're able to monitor the data throughout that entire time period. So you're saving money on your data plan kind of as these are being deployed and as they're out there in the field. So that's it, folks. That's the challenge of remote learning and the solution that we feel like we have put together. We think this is revolutionary in the sense of this is something that allows you guys to do it all in one spot at pricing that is significantly more affordable than what we've seen from the competition, and it allows everyone to do their role flawlessly and to have an impact on getting these children connected and getting them working and making sure that they're not falling too far behind. So we thank you guys very much for clicking. And if you have any questions, here's all of our contact information. If you want to see where we pulled the data, we can cite that data for you. Just email the number on the screen or the email on the screen, and we will make sure that we get you that information. We can send you the one-pagers. We can get on a call with Verizon and CyberReef, and we can talk about your solution and how we can help you. So thanks a lot, guys. Take care and stay safe out there.